So, what are the 5 phrases that successful relationships use in their relationships that make it stronger, healthier, that causes them to go from a stuck point of conflict and navigating through that? My name is Frankie Gracia. I am a couples counselor, and I enjoy working with couples. And so, if you've been enjoying my videos, please like or share this content. It helps me put this content, these videos, in front of other people's eyeballs who are really in need and wanting to learn more how to upgrade the relationship. I speak to a lot of men, but also this involves women as well because of their partnership as husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend. So let's get right into it. What are the 5 phrases that successful relationships do, as studied by Harvard psychologists? And this study was done back in 2023. So here's the 5. The first one that Harvard psychologist has discovered is this first phrase is simply this: I appreciate your effort. I appreciate your effort. We live in such a critical society. You have these talents who would go in front of a judge and they would show their talent, and depending on how well or how bad they did, they would get some feedback, pushback, some critique around it. And then you have movie buffs who would critique around that. And then you have sports buffs who would critique around that. And then you have political analysts who critique around that. We live in such a critical environment in society where we are critiquing everything. The best movies, the best songs, everything. Even when you watch TV and you have these relationship episodes, and they're critiquing about that. It's crazy. And so we are conditioned to look at the negative things, and we point out the negative things, so much so that we downplay the positive things. And in relationships, you can't do that. You can't always just highlight and make note of and articulate the negative things. You have to articulate the positives. It's like a bank account, right? When you articulate and make mention and praise the positives, what gets praised gets repeated. So when you begin to praise that and bring mention of that, when it comes to bringing up some feedback of negativity or some criticism and complaints, whatever it may be, it's more acceptable. Why? Because you have this bank account of positivity, of appreciation, right? And so we need to be quick to highlight those things that we're appreciative for. We need to be quick in saying things such as, thank you for blank, blank, blank. Whatever it is you want, whatever it is you fill in the blank. But the prompt is, thank you for, I appreciate you for, such as, thank you for making dinner. Simple as that. Or I appreciate your foot for putting my laundry away. We must get into the habit of appreciating our partner, our spouse, our wife. The second thing is this: I like you. I like you. Oh my goodness. It's that old saying that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, which was, I love you, but I don't have to like you. Man, that rubbed me the wrong way. I hate that because it's saying, you know what, I gotta love you in the sense of doing good for you and all that kind of things, but don't ask me to like you. Oh, that's so damaging to a relationship. See, healthy couples, they love and they like each other. Loving is about doing good for that person in spite of your emotions or your lack of affections and your lack of feelings for them. Liking is truly enjoying being with that person for who they are, despite all the stuff that, and there's no perfect person, obviously, but all those imperfections, you love them, you like them, and you appreciate them, right? It's having that kind of appreciation and likings of that person. So saying stuff like, what I like about you is, for example, what I like about you is your passion for health. What I like about you is your devotion to teach. What I like about you is your passion for nice and simple things, right? That kind of things. What I like about you is the prompt. Use that often because it adds to that bank account, that emotional bank account of positivity and affirmations, right? The third thing is this: help me understand this. Help me understand this. Recognizing that we all have different perspectives that we come to life with: our upbringing, our childhood, our faith background, our perspectives, our values, our convictions, our hurts, our biases. We come from all these things. And so having to take the time in the midst of a reaction from your wife, maybe there's a conflict here. And this is where instead of reacting in an escalated or the volume turns up in your voice or the words begin to get pointed, this is where you pause all that, you suspend all that. And instead of reacting in that nature, you suspend it, you pause yourself, you slow yourself down, and you go to this place of trying to understand. In fact, conflict should be a place where it actually brings you closer to your partner, to your wife, because it helps you to take the time to understand where she's coming from. So saying something to the effect of, I can see this is really upsetting you. Can you help me understand your side of this? And then you just sit and listen. In fact, that is number four. Number four is this: I'm listening. I am listening. You see, the masters of relationship as well as the disasters of relationship, those disasters relationships that dissolve or divorce, they fight over the same things. Masters and disasters, they fight over the same things. They fight over money, kids, bills, whatever it is. They fight over the same thing. The important thing in all of this is the ability to still listen to each other. Are you still able to listen to each other? Because arguments who are disastrous, they end in escalation and they never take the time to de-escalate. Whereas masters of relationship, they are able to mitigate that. And even if they get to this escalate standpoint, they're able to de-escalate later on and talk about it and listen to each other. That's the big thing. Listen to each other. What's more important in that moment when the conflict is escalated is your ability to hear your wife's perspective all the way through. Don't just assume to a certain point, cut her off, and then you butt in. It's your opportunity to really see and hear her whole heart, her whole energy and passion as to why she's so reactive towards this topic, right? What I like to tell couples is like this. When people begin to butt in and interject and justify and make excuses, I tell couples to get an object, preferably like a pillow. You know what I mean? Not no sharp object or blunt object, right? You get like a pillow, and you give whoever has the pillow is the one who can talk. If you don't have the pillow, you don't say anything. If you have the pillow, and when the person is done talking, then he or she can hand the pillow off to the listener, and then now roles have changed. The person with the pillow is the one who has to talk, right? So some things you could say about this is such as, I want to hear what you have to say. Can you help me understand here? I'm listening. I want to hear what you have to say. And then just sit and listen attentively, eye to eye, heart to heart, face to face. Not you're distracted by a screen or you're distracted by something else or making comments and little, jests of excuses or whatnot. No, you just sit and you listen, right? Another phrase you could use is, okay, you know what? I'll stop talking because I really want to hear your point on this. I really want to hear your point of view in this. And this speaks to that principle of marriage is 100 and 100 and not 50-50. 100%, 100%. You are giving your 100% by pausing and suspending your judgment, your justification, your excuses, pausing and suspending all those things, and you're leaning in, paying attention to everything that your wife is saying. That's key right there. A lot of couples get into a lot of struggle with that because they automatically assume, I know what you're thinking, so here's what I'm going to say because I think I know what you're going to say. Might be true, but that causes your wife to not feel safe in sharing her heart with you. You may not agree with what she has to say. That is not the point. The point is, are you giving her the space and the safety for you to hear her out and listen to her? The fifth thing is this: let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. Okay, now this is not what you're thinking about in the sense of let's having fun by doing fun things together. It is, but it's not. What I mean by that, it is because, yeah, as a couple, you got to have fun, right? If you have fun, you're able to draw closer together and enjoy each other's company, that friendship. So it is that. However, what I'm speaking into regarding this point of let's have some fun is that when couples find humor and fun in the midst of conflict, that allows the conflict to de-escalate. It allows the conflict when you have these interjects of humor and little chuckles here and there, it allows the couple to de-escalate their situation, and then is used as an attempt to repair, right? I always tell people this: repair is greater than resolve. You can there's 70% of conflict cannot be resolved, but what makes healthy, strong relationships is the ability to repair. One of the tools to repair is by having to create some fun, some jokes in that, not to distract and detract from the conflict and not return to it, but to de-escalate in a way where we're able to hear each other out and not allow all this emotional energy to get in the way. So I want to encourage you to try these 5 phrases in your relationship and see how it'll strengthen your relationship from one level to the next. I hope you enjoy what I've been talking about, these phrases today. If you've been enjoying this, like it, please like it, share with others, and also check out this next video. We're going to continue talking more about relationships and communication. All right, hope to see you then. Take care.